on a tambura, here's the end of here's the string like that. A tambura, here's the end of the string right there. Tambura has like a little ledge right there. And what they do is they slide a piece of thread underneath this. Can everybody see this, by the way? So this isn't the best kind of board for me to use, but I'm trying to do what I can with what I have. They take a string and they just slide it here, until they hit one of the node points where the string is subdivided. It doesn't. No, it's okay. I kind of just explain it mentally so people have some idea of it. So as the string's dividing, what you do is you kind of throw the string off of balance a little bit by making this node almost like it's the end of the string, but not quite. That string just barely touches that node point on this ledge. And so it creates another oscillation. What it does is it makes these vibrations a little bit louder. So you get to hear the higher, they're called overtones, and they come more into focus. And that's what you hear. You get the kind of buzzy sound that I can't do it really well. You probably do it better because you play one. But it just brings out a different quality in the sound. Probably, if I did it with my nose like this, I bring out the harmonics of my nose a little bit, and I sound a little bit more trebly. So that's essentially what the piece of thread does. Okay? So in other words, you're just, as it keeps subdividing by nodes, you just kind of unbalance the string a little bit. It makes all these other things just a little bit louder. Okay? So what happens is, let's pick, this is in the book, I think it's on page 3, if you want to refer to it. So I'm just going to talk until you guys stop me and ask me a question or say. Huh?
Yes or no?
No, you might have to share, I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd have this many people coming to class, so.
I have a couple of questions. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
What you just described for a string, is there a parallel process for like a drum head or a
drum head? Yeah, drum is vibrating, right? Making an airwave, yeah.
Okay, so they're basically breakdown.
A string reed, yeah. Yeah, even a synthesizer, like there's some synthesizers make different kind of waves, for example. There's something called a sine wave, that gets louder, quieter, like that. And that's probably the purest sound there is, a sine wave. So, if you were like watching a train going by, and you had like like they have in New York City with the guys who spray the paint cans, on the side of trains as they're going by. So if you went like this, up and down like that, but the train's moving, you would end up with this pattern. That's called a sine wave. That's the purest generation of sound that there is. So there's a lot of different ways to make sounds, but I'm just kind of going to look at the physics of a. That's not working very well. Physics of a string. So what happens in this vibration? This isn't working very well. Okay. So let's say we pick 100. I'm just using this number as kind of just a reference point. 100 cycles per second. Okay, so we yank on the string, bang, and it starts vibrating 100 times per second. That would probably be like the one of the strings on a bass guitar, for example, is about 100 cycles per second. Probably the G string or something like that. So it's making this going up and down. Okay, so that's 100. This first subdivision in half, makes two oscillations at 200 cycles per second. Does that make sense? So it's twice. Yeah. These vibrations are twice as fast, but they have less power, so that you don't hear them as well. And I'll demonstrate it for you on the guitar in a second. So, and then when it divides into 3, so each one of those vibrations is 300. Then it goes dividing in 4 is 400, 500, 600. So, it just keeps going up and up until you can't really hear it. So each one of these, this is called a fundamental. I'm just going to say it. I can't write facing this way. Fundamental is this pitch, this basic core pitch of 100. Then these are called overtones, or partials. So, and you don't have to. By the way, don't get stymied by the numbers. I mean, the numbers. It's the principle of the thing. I'm just talking. The strings makes one vibration. It makes another vibration of 2. It makes another vibration of 3. Another vibration of 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So nothing, everything's interconnected, nothing's in a vacuum. So,
Say that again about the overtone thing.
yeah, oh, well, actually, I'm going to demonstrate it for you because I think it'd be easier for you to hear. So, you know, any of these things, you can just take them home and read them. So there's a vibration, okay? I think that's probably around 400 cycles per second, but that's not really important. Let's just call that a vibration of 1 or 100 or something like that. Just any number that we can refer to. So here's the half point. So that's the node that's on the half of the string. Can you hear that node inside?
So are the frets on the guitar like the string on the tambura to make the vibration?
No, I'll get to that a little bit later. How there's a mathematical system that people have cooked up. But basically, I'm not using the frets here. I'm just touching the string with my finger right at the node. So I'm just kind of emphasizing that vibration. So
In the middle of the notes.
the middle of the string, right? So this is halfway in the string. Here it is in thirds, okay? Can people hear that? Here it is in quarters. Here it is in fifths. In sixths. People hear that? That is so important in music. That's the sound of this is what's called the partial, the third, fourth, and fifth partial. That's called the major triad. That's the very first real discernible building block inside of every vibration. So hear that?
1, 3, 5.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's 135 exactly.
Harmonic is another term for that?
Harmonic's another term for it. But harmonic would refer, the fundamental would be a harmonic, and all the other notes over that are called harmonics. Sometimes you can call it not that important, but the fundamental is a thing of its own, and the partials are the overtones above the fundamental. So we don't need all this tech. I'm trying to get you someplace, kind of working through this, but just showing you that this exists in every vibration. So everybody hear that? But it's right inside that note. Do, mi, so. Do, mi, so, mi, do. So it's right there. So it keeps going. So we hear that. If I just hold one note, you're going to hear all of that, and that's kind of inside.
After you got past the middle, then it went up this way and then went up again?
Yeah, well, it's because you're hitting the different dividing points. I mean, if I'm hitting, let's see, I'm here halfway. It's the same over here. See, that's all. If I'm here at the third. See? Because you're just dividing the string up evenly as you go along, so you can just pick up the different even vibrations that you divided up. Does that make sense?